All right, and we are ready for SWC's Super Mario Odyssey run. We've got Ploff also commentating. Say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
All right.
We're both really, really tired. So this is gonna be real good. It's cozy. It's cozy.
We're going to power through. All right, y'all ready?
We'll make it work. I am ready.
All right. Countdown is on go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So, hello. I'm SWC. You may remember me from Cuphead, featuring SWC. And chat. I've been there a bit. So this is Super Mario Odyssey, and it's a game that came out recently, and it's pretty popular. And speedrunning is pretty popular. So I'm gonna do my best to be pretty okay. So first, Bowser shoots Mario out of the sky. This ghost thing is here with Mario's hat. We're just gonna roll a lot. Rolling's the fastest form of movement in the game.
It's new to Odyssey, and it's a lot better than like doing long jump dives
Right.
or stuff like that, like you had to do in SM64.
So now Cappy became Mario's hat, and it's cool now.
They're like best friends.
So quick thing, if you miss the roll there and like you go too low, you'll clip through the ramp here and die. I've done that once ever.
See, that never happens to me
rough.
because I'm never fast enough. Though what I have done on a couple occasions done the thing where, like, if you long jump in a weird spot, or if you start by rolling instead of long jumping, you'll like bounce off of the side of it and just wreck yourself.
So now we're a frog. This is the main feature of Odyssey: capturing enemies. If you didn't know that, welcome to video games. And we're out
Nintendo
here.
is very specific that the enemies are captured; they're not possessed.
They are not possessed. It's like in Pokemon; they don't die; they faint.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Getting through. Oh, I was about to compliment you on getting through that without bonking.
Me
Because it's
too.
really hard not to bonk there.
So we have our first boss here, Topper. I missed the cycle skip. So these are the Brutals. They're Bowser's wedding planner for Bowser and Peach's wedding, which we need to crash, which we'll do that in about an hour and 15, 20 minutes.
Yep.
So there's 4 Brutals in total. We're going to fight each of them at least once. Each of them has a cycle skip, more or less. For Topper, it's bouncing on the hat that he goes into when they start like moving around. It'll kind of get him out of the hat, and then you can hit him again. So unfortunately, I missed it.
Otherwise, you have to wait a really long time or smack his hat with your hat.
Right.
I actually find it easier to do like the phase skip on Topper later on in the like quote unquote harder fight because he spawns more hats, so it's like easier to time it for me because there's more like points of reference. I don't know, it's weird.
So that's Cap Kingdom. I hope you didn't like it because we're never going to go back there. And here's Cascade. Don't get attached to this either. We're going to be here for about 3 minutes also. So this chain jump, friendly guy, gets us our first Power Moon. Wait. Rip.
Rip.
I mean, there's a cutscene here, so.
Yeah.
Mandatory cutscenes.
You gotta move. Yeah.
All right. Cool. You didn't really miss much.
I mean, yeah. There's like 3 cutscenes right in a row here. This game really likes cutscenes. There's a lot of them. You don't really realize how many of them there are until you have to skip through all of them.
There's a couple unskippable ones, and they're just like, So I missed the backflip out of that cutscene.
Nice.
Alright, so the first big skip in the game is called Dino Skip. I'm not going to say anything about the difficulty of it until afterwards. Alright, it's a pretty consistent skip. You kind of just hold up and then go to the right. So that gets us into this fight a lot faster than if I was to do it the normal way.
Yeah. That I have immense difficulty getting the dinosaur to step on the jump platform, but that's because I'm bad at this game. But basically, yeah, you jump out of the dinosaur. You can't cap jump after leaving an enemy, which is important. But
Right.
just with diving, you can yeah, nice brutal fight. Just with diving, you can get close enough to like the trigger to start this fight, and do it.
There we go. So what I was trying to set up there is just have Cappy off to the side, backflip off the chain jump, which makes it stop when it's moving. Have Cappy hit it to knock the hat off, and then hit it again to possess it. Or capture it, sorry. So then we do that, hit Madame Brutal a couple times, and collect our multi-moon. We are intended to fight this boss again, but we're going to skip that later. I'll possibly speak about it later if I remember it, but we're not going to see her again, so I hope you didn't like her, because that would be weird. But
she's like the mom of all of the other Brutals, which is kind of weird.
There's enough lore.
There's enough.
It's a little weird. So each kingdom requires you to get a certain amount of power moons. For this one, we need 5, but I only got 4, so I got to grab 1 more, head back to the Odyssey, and then leave.
There's like 2 or 3 times during this kingdom where Cappy's like, "Throw me on the globe to bank your moons," and we just tell him no because we want to
You can do this.
Yeah.
That chain jump likes to lag the game for some reason, so that's kind of annoying. But in Cascade, a lot of the moons spawn only after you beat Madame Brutal, or Madame Brood. I believe that's one of them, so that's why I just couldn't get that one first. So there are a couple places. I don't really think it happens in the run, but when more moons spawn after you complete basically the story.
I think most kingdoms, most if not all kingdoms, have like certain moons locked behind other moons. So like you have to. So there's like story moons, and then there's whatever moons. So story moons like progress the story. I don't know. Like so there's the story of the game, which is go crash Bowser's wedding, but then there's like this side story where you have to like help people do stuff. So if you do all of those, that's a different category called World Peace, and it's a little longer and kind of a nice middle between like this and the 100% category.
Yeah,
and,
that
like,
has a couple unique tricks of its own too.
Yeah, and a lot of the story moons will like let you see other. They'll like get you to other moons, or they'll like change the kingdom in some way. But some of them don't, and some kingdoms don't have story moons. So
this is Sand Kingdom. It's honestly one of the hardest to do technically at like a very high level at least. It's still pretty hard to do at a mid level, but first thing I'm gonna do is get this bird. Good. Then another thing that's actually very important to note is after you get him, or you can only bounce off of Cappy once in the air after you jump, except after you get a moon. Then you kind of like refresh your jump counter on Cappy, and you can bounce off of him again. So that's used a couple times where it's like especially helpful. Sometimes it's just good for general movement, but so that was one instance where it was pretty nice.
That bird is the bane of like all of my runs.
Honestly,
I am so bad at hitting it, and if you miss it, you lose like a whole mess of time because you have to like reset the bird cycle, or you can play risky and try to catch the cycle later in a different part of the level.
Right.
Now, are you playing on the current patch or previous patch?
I'm on current patch.
Okay, so we won't be seeing some of the skips that you'll be seeing in most of the high-level runs?
Right. I don't know how to do those anyways, so it's good. But the biggest skip that would normally be done here is called Sphinx Clip, where we're not actually going to go in the Sphinx at all, but you basically do a neat like roll cancel thing into the Sphinx, get into them, and you save a lot of time. It's complicated. It's a couple of frame perfect inputs, and I believe it's impossible to do now. I did that last time too.
It is. It was patched out in, I think, 1.2. Which
something like that.
Yeah, Sand Kingdom has had about 30 billion routes throughout its history.
Honestly, the route I do is fairly old, and if you were to look at like a new run, it's extremely different. So what I tried to do there, my camera was kind of really messed up. I tried to kind of manipulate a bullet bill to follow me to that moon I just took. so I could have grabbed it and then gone here. But missing the bullet bill cycle loses about 7 seconds, so it's not really a big deal. And
yeah, you can
with this
kind of
one-
get him to curve around the obstacles and not like wreck himself, but
Right.
sometimes he really wants to wreck himself. So
I've actually missed that moon that I just got once in a race. I don't know how.
oh, nice.
I kind of like rolled under it, and I'm like, all right, what am I doing with my life? Another important thing about just like running this game in general, you kind of need to know where your backups are. So like in that instance, if I miss that moon there, like what can I do to like save it if I was in like a marathon or like a race or something? So say like for example, I missed that, I would probably just do Sphinx.
Yeah, most kingdoms have pretty not out of the way backup moons if something goes awry.
Right.
And you need to get exactly a certain amount of moons in each kingdom, and getting extra moons doesn't help in the speed run at all.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right. So my dives there were a little off. I got a checkpoint there, which was not really wanted, but I can say it's a safety checkpoint just in case I die here, because I might if I'm not careful. Because this next sort of sequence break is fairly difficult, but hope for the best. So I'm going to ram this bullet bill into the side of hit this, and good. So normally you're supposed to take a pipe up here by going through a sub area, but we can just do a very scary wall jump and get up top.
That
next we're gonna
wall
roll
jump
over
is
to
a
this
lot harder
cactus.
than it looks.
Yeah. There's a couple places that you can go to do it. Most of the guides say go way more to the right than what I do, but I find it most comfortable to do
Best
where I
capture
did
in the
it,
game,
so
cactus.
whatever works. Yeah, best cactus. Best capture in the run. There's also a tree that you can capture in Wooded Kingdom.
That one's pretty good too.
That is also a good capture.
This is the spot where you can catch the bird cycle again, if you miss it. Although it kind of depends on your route, what timing you use.
Yeah, so if you want to catch the bird cycle here, you need to go back. You need to warp to the checkpoint. If you don't, you won't be near it. I don't know where the bird exactly is, but if you don't warp, you don't reset the cycle. So it's just somewhere else. So the previous route, I don't exactly remember what it had you do, but you had to warp back to that one checkpoint that I got, and
I think you
get
would
the
warp
bird
after
afterwards.
picking up the Sphinx moon and all of the Sphinx coins. So
Ye-
you could like warp out of that.
that
That's the
sounds
route I
right.
do.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I have no idea how updated or how commonly used my route is. I don't know. I just pick up the moon
Yeah.
and leave.
The current route for this kingdom is very technically impressive. You do a lot of really tight jumps and cap throws, which is kind of nice that like such a hard kingdom is early on because it's kind of reset heavy.
Yeah.
So next we're gonna move on to lake. We're given an option here of either lake or wooded, but really doesn't matter right now because whatever, lake is the top option. It's faster, so we pick that.
Yeah. There's like some very slight stuff about like coin routing because later on we're gonna have to buy some moons and need to make sure you have enough coins for it, but it doesn't really matter.
In this route, I will be going to seaside first because I'm not gonna have enough coins for snow, so I
Yeah.
need to be kind of aware to not go to snow. But that's later on.
You mostly just need to know what route you're doing, and
Right.
if you need to get extra coins, you just do the other one first.
Sorry, I lagged hard on OBS.
Oof.
I'm good now.
Who
So I'm gonna
needs
grab
frames
this
anymore?
zipper, roll down here. Hey, I did the thing non-intentionally. So there's a kind of a trick you can do where you like press both jump and the cap throw button at the same time out of a roll, and you kind of get out of the roll like instantly and transfer all your momentum into a slide. It's used in a couple places just to throw Cappy with like a lot of momentum, and it's fairly useful. So now we have a cheap. It doesn't actually say anywhere that you can dash but if you press both Y and B, you dash, which is nice. You can also spin into moons to pick them up. More so, like, increasing your hitbox. So, like, there I hit it with the edge. And here is probably the hardest trick in the kingdom, because there aren't many tricks in the kingdom. Cheap
It's
jump.
mostly lining this up that's tricky.
Yeah. So something that can go wrong there is your input get dropped. Because there are a lot of Goombas in the area, I guess the game just has, like, issues with...
Yeah, that happens to me
I don't know.
all the time. I'm thinking because it instantiates all of the Goomba AIs like right then when
Right.
they get loaded.
That's why I always throw Cappy into the wall first, just as a safety. So I have, like, extra time to wall jump and then the cap dive. So that was the second Brutal, and he's fairly easy once you kind of know the cycle skips, which is, again, jumping on his hat.
Yeah. It's a
Pretty
bit
easy.
tricky at time because you can't jump on top of him like when he's jumping around.
Right.
And if you go too early, he doesn't have a hitbox yet, and then you're inside him and it's bad.
And then you get hurt, yeah.
Yeah, but once you
So-
get the timing down, he's pretty easy.
Yeah, a couple backflips and he's all done. And that's the end of Lake. It's a very short kingdom. There's not much to do. Now we're going to move on to Wooded, which is a larger kingdom with a lot to do. There's kind of a good separation of smaller and larger ones, because you can't have 10 giant ones, I guess, because production costs or something. Wooded has some cool movement, though.
Yeah. I should probably mention that we're running the game on Japanese.
Yeah.
We're running the game on Japanese. It's faster than any of the other languages.
Yeah,
Mostly
like a lot of other
because
games.
Yeah, it's mostly because of these sections in between kingdoms where Cappy talks to you about random junk. He
Right.
he literally pulls out like tourist pamphlets about the places you're going to. It's
He's
so
like,
good.
hey, check this part out.
This place is famous for this thing. It's great.
Yeah.
There was a brief and wonderful period of time where no one had actually timed the languages, so people just kind of guessed what language they thought would be fastest.
Yeah, we played on Chinese for a while. We were like, maybe this is faster. And then Korean was like, maybe this is.
The Korean
But,
meta was brief.
Japanese is fastest.
Yeah.
So these rocks, some rocks can have moons in them, and if you hit them with another rock, they break instantly, so you don't have to kick them around for a day,
Yeah,
which
otherwise
is fairly nice.
You have to kick them like a bunch of times, and it takes
Yeah.
for freaking ever, and it's awful. This is the first moon that we purchased. It costs 100 coins. We'll purchase another moon in Snow Kingdom, which will also cost 100 coins. It's the one bit
As
of,
long
like,
as I don't
routing.
accidentally buy the big heart, I'll be okay. Done that once as well, in a race.
I, with startling regularity, almost buy the big heart. Like I back out in time, but it's always
I
like
almost
you
did
wanna
in
buy the big
practice
heart.
yesterday. It was like, oh, no.
I get just like way too excited mashing through the guy's text box, and then I try to buy the big heart instead.
So there's our first nut moon, for lack of a better word.
Not one.
Nut one.
I,
Of like 5, I think.
when I was
There's a
learning
couple.
this game, I wrote out a bunch of notes, a bunch of route notes, as I commonly do. Somewhere that notepad document exists on on the Speedruns Rochester server, and all of the nut moons were just nut moon with a number.
So the uproot is the best capture in the game.
Yep,
Too bad we don't get to use them a lot.
Onion Guy is great. We love Onion Guy.
And this is probably the hardest sub area in the game, I would say. To do optimally is extremely difficult.
Yeah.
I honestly can't.
There's global water cycles, fuzzies, like intentional damage boosting.
Right.
It's crazy.
Also, something to mention is if you take damage before you get a moon, the moon will heal you, but it takes time to do so. So you lose about 2 seconds per damage point healed.
Yeah, there are some
That's
moons
rough.
that heal you instantly. Like multi-moons, all moons heal you, but some moons oh my god. Like the healing takes place in the moon pickup cutscene, so it doesn't waste any
Right.
time. But most
Like multi-moons do not have an animation for healing, or like these do, so.
Yeah. So if you have to heal, it's better to like grab a checkpoint before picking up a
Oh, that
moon,
was almost really cool.
if you can. Yeah. Everybody does this climb like a little bit differently, and it's always really interesting to watch.
All right, uproot number 2 out of 3. Nut moon number next.
I think
number
this is
2.
nut 2, yeah.
It's just
Wait, no,
nut.
this is nut 3.
Is it?
Yeah, because
Oh,
there's the
yeah.
nut by like the fire, yeah, and then the one way up high. There's like 6 nut moons in this kingdom that you pick up. You have to get, what is that, 16 moons for wooded?
So I tried to just jump on the piranha plant without feeding him Cappy, but almost.
Yeah, you can like get high enough and just do it all in one, but feeding him Cappy's not that much slower.
Yeah.
Nut 4.
Bonking into a moon also like resets your movement, so it's fine to do.
Yeah. There's some interesting tech with like breaking open some of the nuts that are like up on walls. You do like a weird combination of like spinning, wall jumping, and cap throwing to like stay up on it long enough to break it. Just a little thing. You can also break nuts immediately by bonking into them. So if you roll or long jump into a nut, it'll break immediately.
Right.
Is useful. You seeing that? We saw that with nut 2, and then we'll see that here with, I think this is nut 5. A lot of nuts.
Oh,
Nice
never mind.
block.
I rolled over the nut into dying. So, in a majority of Wooded Kingdom, if you fall off the stage, you go into Deep Woods. However, over here you don't, which is very nice, because Deep Woods probably loses 2-3 minutes. Because you need to find a way out.
I had no idea that Deep Woods even existed when I started running this game. And it wasn't until some way into running this game. One of my friends was casual playing it, and he fell into Deep Woods.
Oops.
He was like, hey, you know a lot about this game. What is this? And how do I get out? And I was like, I have no idea. I've never even seen this before.
So yeah, I almost rolled off the nut again, so that would not have been good.
Yeah. I have lost so much time to that specific section just because it is so easy to fall.
Yeah.
Just drunk up your platforming. And...
Last uproot. Gonna do a little trick after this moon to get on the ledge right above me. By like sneaking to the ledge, I can extend just above it before I fall. It's kind of tricky.
It's pretty much free to go for because you have to wait for the flower cycle beneath you anyway.
I don't know why I'm not getting it.
2 free attempts pretty much every time.
All right, I'm just gonna.
It's really hard. You have to like shake
the lame route.
Yeah, you have to like shake the controller as you're falling off.
Yeah.
Make the thing.
Usually pretty alright at that, but it happens. All right. Anyways.
Oh, we haven't talked about motion controls in this game. You use motion controls a lot in this game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things in this game which are basically like press a button to do a thing, or do a motion control to do the same thing, but better.
But better. So like shaking or rolling. Every time I'm rolling, I'm pretty much shaking the Joy-Con because it's makes you go a little bit faster.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff like that. There's also like secret motion controls for a lot of the captures.
Right.
Where like it won't tell you that shaking the controller will do something, but if you shake the controller, something happens.
Yeah.
Like the,
so that
the
was
Peekaboo jump. It's a notable one.
So that was the third brutal. He's the easiest by mile. We'll see him again later.
I talked over the entire Spewpert fight because it's just so trivial.
It's just so easy. You jump on him a couple times, and that's it. So
yeah, it's yeah. I mean, there's really
not
nothing
much to say.
it. You just jump on him, and then he's done. Like when he's standing up, you like throw your hat while you're jumping because it gets you a little of extra height, and it knocks off his hat. And when he's hiding in his hat, you just wait for him to start moving. And then you press A, and then he wrecks himself. So
that's Wooded. There's a continuation of the story that I could have gone for, but I already have all the moons I need, so I don't really need to.
Yeah, there's like this giant flower robot thing, which is like eating all the flowers or something. I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's like a big thing. Someone on the art team drew it, and then they were like, "Hey, let's put that in the game."
Yeah.
It
All
looks
right.
really
So
cool.
this. So now we're going to Metro Kingdom.
I'm sure nothing bad will happen that'll prevent us from going to Metro
Oh no!
Kingdom.
Why is Mario going to the window? What is happening?
What could
What
be
is
over
this
there?
place? This does not look like a city. Oh no! Oh, I paused. All right. So this is Cloud Kingdom. It's the first Bowser fight. There's really not much to say.
Yeah.
So,
So the reason runners will sometimes pause at the beginning of this kingdom is at the beginning of almost every kingdom, there's like a cutscene of like Mario looking around, or it like shows you the story thing that you're supposed to go do,
yeah.
but not in Cloud Kingdom and also not in Ruin Kingdom.
Right. I'm guilty
doesn't
of
do that.
pausing like every time because I'm just so used to mashing.
There are phase skips on Bowser that I guess are worth talking about. You want to
Yeah.
pick up his hat close enough that you can punch him before he jumps away. But if you do it too closely, Bowser will just take his hat back. So you kind of pick it up right when you're on the ramp there, and then you can jump into Bowser, and you'll start punching him before he can go into his like middle phase where he like hops around and makes a bunch of rings of fire. It's terrible and takes forever. So hopefully we'll never see that. It's like slightly harder, I find, to do that skip on the later phases. But I don't think it actually is. I think I'm just bad. And the
All right, and that's Cloud Kingdom. It's a very basic fight. We'll see that again later.
You kind of just do the you grab the hat and you punch him.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
You do that 3 times. And the 3rd time he has a shield. Oh no.
Yeah. Later on, you have to. He like blocks you for more.
Yeah.
It's intense.
So
he also has a fire attack that's ridiculously easy to die. We'll talk about that later.
we'll see that later. Yeah. So now we're in Lost Kingdom, and this kingdom
please,
sucks.
choke Kingdom 1.
Honestly.
I choke this kingdom so hard. So normally you're supposed to like go across a bridge, and then this bird named Klepto takes your hat. But we don't want to do that, so we do this kingdom backwards by jumping up here, and then we're up here. So some weird stuff happens with Klepto's AI, but so we'll have to like activate him and then beat him really quickly, or else he'll body us when we do the first half of the kingdom later. But for right now, we're
basically,
just kind of
Klepto
having a
steals
fun time.
Cappy if you're on any ground lower than him, starting at a certain point. So we never got to that certain point, and we're going to, like was mentioned, kind of just do the kingdom backwards. There we go. So like we've never hit any low ground or any ground below Klepto, and now we're going to kind of just jump up to where he is, activate him. I guess the game thinks that he has Cappy, but he's not going to bother us anymore unless we die.
Yeah.
So now we are free to go on lower ground.
That moon is so scary to grab in the tree there.
Yeah.
So the jam on the ground will kill you.
Jam.
It's a jam, dude. It'll kill you, and it'll take you all the way back to the beginning. And if you want to not get Cappy stolen, you have to do that tricky jump and do all that stuff backwards again. So dying in this kingdom is really punishing. It sucks.
Also important, I'm not getting any cutscenes here. Or not, I'm not getting any checkpoints here, excuse me.
Yeah, and you don't want to get any checkpoints because you want to do a death warp at the very end. The plus side is when you do this kingdom right, it feels really good and really clean, and it's real fast. But like if you make a minor mistake,
this started out pretty well, so that's nice.
Yeah.
And if I'm good, I can not die here.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I was a little bit too low. So that's not really a big deal. Not dying saves me like a second.
Yeah,
and I'll just need to get a couple more coins later.
It's possible
I still got all the moons I got, so.
Because picking up the moon like resets your cap jump, it's possible to cap jump and get out of there.
Right.
But it doesn't.
My angle was a bit off, but that's fine.
It's real hard, so.
Yeah. But I got all I needed, so now we can move on to actually Metro now.
Yeah, Choke Kingdom 2. I choke on Metro all the time.
Metro is very difficult.
Yeah,
it's very
hard
long.
And it's really long. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it the longest kingdom? I think it's the longest.
I think so. You need to get 20 moons.
Yeah. And there's a lot of places in Metro where it's easy to just wreck yourself by like falling.
Yeah.
Or like,
Hopefully this will go well.
I believe. One cycle wiggler, easy every time.
One cycle wiggler?
Whatever, 2 cycle.
2 cycle.
I don't know. I see it as 1 cycle because the first cycle doesn't count.
Right. Alright, so here's a quick sequence break. Gets us up to the building faster.
Yeah. This like series of jumps looks a lot harder than it is. Or no, wait, it is a lot harder than it looks. It looks hard and it is hard. It's hard. You have to do some weird delaying with some of your cap jumps in order to get extra height because this game's kind of weird.
That kind of comes more in effect later on a different jump, where you actually need to like delay it a lot.
Yeah. Are you thinking about the one in Munchen to get on the salt
yes.
pile? Yeah. That jump bodied me for so long.
Yeah, it took me forever to learn it, and then someone was like, "Oh yeah, just delay it," and I'm like, "Oh, you're right."
Oh wait, this is that bad. Yeah, that's coming up in a couple kingdoms.
Shoutouts to Dram, 55.
Yeah. So, at the very top of this room, you have to jump across the whole room. Well, you don't have to, but jumping across the whole room is a lot faster than not jumping across the whole room. And it's really easy to mess up because of weird camera stuff. And if you fall, you have to do the whole room again. So,
yep. So we're going to try not to do that, because that's bad.
I have lost several runs to this exact room, and that exact
everybody
room.
has.
It's rough.
And that looks good, though. Alright, cool. Good interior. Could have gone a little faster, but oh well. Like, I didn't get, like, the earliest cycle. I got the regular one. So I'm going to hop out of this power line a little early to trigger the fight a little faster.
You also grab the checkpoint at the top of the Empire State Building, because we'll be warping here later.
Yes. So this fight sucks a lot. Alright, I missed the fastest. So
Oof.
the manipulation here is going to be off. He's not going to go where I want him to. It'll be kind of close, maybe, but
yeah,
basically what I want to do is cover the least amount of distance possible just to make this kind of auto-scroller-ish thing faster.
Yeah.
So like here, he's just going to run fairly short.
If you finish the first phase of Wiggler when he's still like on the right side of that building, then you can basically get him to run only on like little corner sections. So it saves a little
you got to hit him before he starts moving.
Yeah.
So then here's where the whole one cycle thing comes from.
Yeah, I believe.
That does not look that good. Yeah, just missed it. That's fine.
Yeah.
How I was a really awkward situation.
Getting the 2/3, depending on how you count it, cycle is totally fine.
Sometimes it's good, but it also depends on how he's going to move and how the fireballs go and all that jazz. So that's fine.
This fight is like really annoying, and there are 4 reasons for it being super annoying, and those reasons are E, A, N, and K.
There we go.
Tank controls in this game are absolute garbage.
Yeah, the tank controls are very bad. They're slow, and I don't like them.
Yeah, no.
But that's the first and last time we ever need to use them, so it's alright.
Yeah.
And now that
was a decent Wiggler fight.
It was alright. Now that we have eliminated the Mecha Wiggler, we have restored daytime to Metro Kingdom, because that's how that works.
Yeah, he like ate the whole sun. Now we get to...
He became the sun, and now we've restored the sun.
It's like a Fantoon situation. He's like sucking all the power from the entire sun.
Metro Kingdom does not have peace yet, but they have the sun, so it's alright. We're not going to give him peace. We don't need to.
I think to give them peace, you need to like turn on the... Oh yeah, you turn on the generator.
Yeah, you need to turn on the generator.
You gather the band
and do the festival.
Yeah. Honestly, doing the festival section casually was a ton of fun.
I loved it, yeah. So I'm going to set up a trick here. I don't know if that's close enough, but if you shake Cappy, he homes in on like a thing like that. So I grab the power line while like still in the girder area. Yeah, and it saves a very marginal amount of time, but it looks cool.
Yeah. If you hold the cap throw button, Cappy will like hang out in the air. And then you just like basically you grab the moon in the girder and then just wildly shake the controller so it homes in on the power line.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty non-terrible worst moon in the game, if you ask me.
Yeah, there's a cool strat you can do there where you just back up into the moon, but I've been very inconsistent at it for some reason lately, so that's fine.
Yeah, that RC car is really difficult to control, which is why that's the worst moon in the game.
This is the best moon in the game. We make friends with a stranger. Oh, I missed
yeah.
missed the landing.
I thought you were talking about Garbage Moon for being the best moon in the game. Garbage Moon is good too.
So we talked to a stranger. He gives us a moon for talking to him, and he's like, "Thanks for talking to me." He's lonely. Me too. Okay. Did I not? Wait. There we go. If you're in the air, you can't teleport to checkpoints, which is kind of weird.
I think it's mostly so that way you can't like if you're like falling off the stage, you can't like save yourself by teleporting. I think
Yeah.
that's why. But yeah, it's weird because you'll be like in the middle of like a really short jump in that girder and you just can't teleport.
Shout out to Shifty Eyes Cappy.
Is Cappy? Do we have Cappy eyes on this server?
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, we don't.
Rip.
We need to get that FFZ emote. Cappy eyes, for those wondering, it's just a screen grab of Cappy making shifty eyes that I took from one of Scott's streams. It's great.
All right. Do our best King Kong impression. Climb up to the top, and then jump off the top to go into a swimming pool. That's what King Kong did, right?
Yeah. He's just having a swim.
All right. Kind of messed that up, but recovered enough.
You
We're gonna
can
try
long
and-
jump off the top of the Empire State Building there, and it makes it easier to grab that moon. But I think it's
Yeah.
slower because you have to take a little bit of
It's-
time to like set up the long jump.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to just get the long jump going.
Yeah.
Because you don't have a lot of space to work with.
Yeah.
So this it's a surprisingly easy moon. All you have to do is just roll on the right side, and you're good.
Yeah, I guess they intended for you to like jump over the heads of all of the new donkers.
Yeah.
But you literally just roll on the side. It's super easy. This movement is really swag.
All right, cool. Yesterday in practice, I screwed this one up horribly, so glad to see the easy moon get done well.
Yeah. I really like the like poles and awnings in that room just because they look really cool to jump across, even though it's
Yeah.
not really that hard. And just press A.
Okay, sorry, Pauline. I hit you with Cappy. Don't get mad. Hi. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's how my conversations go as well. Thank you.
So the deep lore, Pauline's trying to get together this music festival, so she needs us to find the 4 musicians. But we're only gonna find 2. There's drummer guy and OTEP. The other
Aw.
the other 2 musicians are rooftop
Dumbong.
guy and OTEP 2.
Oh, tab number 2. Yeah, there's the drummer, the bassist, the guitarist, and the saxophonist. And we're
Yeah.
gonna get the bassist and drummer. This guy's practicing his DK64 bass or Donkey Kong period bass riff.
Is that actually the riff he's doing? I
Yeah.
never checked. Yeah, that's so good.
Shoutouts to OTEP. Alright, and that's Metro. Went pretty okay. Wiggler could have gone a tiny bit better, but everything else was good.
Yeah, that was quite clean.
Yeah. Cool. The good thing about like not horribly actively running a speed game is I don't know where my splits are. So you can tell me my time for Metro and I don't know if that's good or not. So you can be like, yeah, that's 45 minutes. I'm like, well, my PB might have been that, so cool.
Awesome.
I think a good time for me is around 35, 36. Even though sun or maybe less, whatever. All right, so here I get another branch. I need to go to Seaside, so I need to go down. If I don't, I lose a lot of time having to grind for coins.
Yeah.
But we're good.
So there's a couple places in Seaside where it's really easy to get a whole bunch of coins.
Mhm.
So if you don't get a lot of coins in the earlier kingdoms, then you go to Seaside first to get more
Yeah,
coins.
there's a nice long line of like 40 that we get later.
And we
Would
need
you like to
100.
know your current time?
No.
Okay.
I'll find out at the end.
All right.
I'm shooting for
69
sub
minutes and
120.
69 seconds.
Oh man. I'm shooting for
Okay,
sub
what's that
estimate.
now? What is your estimate for this run, by the way?
120.
Oh, okay, that's pretty respectable.
And my practice run yesterday was like 120, so this is
Oof.
not that hard, but
I have had a lot of trouble with this jump.
yeah. My PB
It's
has
tricky.
a 20-second time save right there. It's like everything else is pretty alright, and then that one jump was just awful.
Yeah, it's very easy to mess it up
Yeah.
because it's very, very tight. You have to do the cap jump like right at the peak of your initial jump, and you often have to delay your cap jump as well.
This section looks pretty cool. This is one of the best uses of the cap jump counter reset. So we don't have to like climb the stairs again, you just cap jump out of there.
I miss this moon all the time
Cool.
because I will jump behind it.
Yeah. Alright, this is the hardest moon in the game, like actually. Staying in a straight line is a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah.
Alright, we're good.
This moon was
Another
a lot...
race that I was in, I missed this moon twice. And I made myself look awful. So that was cool.
This moon was a lot harder for me before I realized that you automatically run forward when you have like the hat flower. I don't know what
Right,
to
so if
call
you
it.
line it up properly at first, you're fine. But if
Yeah,
you
and
don't,
have
you
to
gotta
touch
kind
the
of
stick at all.
correct.
Yeah, so what I do is I just tap left and right on the stick when I need to adjust, and I just never hold forward because that's just a bad plan. It's just a
Yeah.
recipe for wrecking yourself. I've said that a lot this run.
But yeah, as mentioned, my races have not been this good in this game, but that's why I don't do them.
Can't win them all. I mean, my entire story with this game is like I should derust Odyssey and try to grind out a better PB, and then I get a random derust PB by like 8 minutes, and I'm like, great, awesome, and then I don't play the game for like a month.
That's how speedrunning works. Alright, so I'm fairly short on coins because I died earlier, which is kind of bad, but there's enough opportunities in snow to get some right before I need to buy a moon, so we should be alright.
You can get some extra coins from killing the seaweed guys too if you like really have
Yeah,
to.
but that's slow.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So I'm at like 95, which is good. Or 94 or whatever. Alright. Last moon in Seaside. And we're off. So each of these kingdoms are fairly short. Snow is a very fun kingdom to do. It's fairly difficult to do well, and it looks cool, so hope for the best.
Snow has a lot of like weird little areas that you need to platform through.
Yeah.
So it can be tricky and interesting to find fast ways to go through it. Snow is also weirdly long. Like there's not that many moons, but it's a very long kingdom because there's like a lot of unskippable cutscenes and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement between areas.
Snow
So it's like
does,
pretended.
however, Snow has my top two NPCs in this game, and that is Captain Toad
Captain
and the
Toad.
Seal Guys. The Seal Guys are adorable, and I love them. They're so
Alright.
You'll see. You'll see.
So,
Oh gosh,
for Captain
Slade.
Toad, you can talk to him without actually seeing him, and we're gonna go for that because I'm a horrible person.
Oh, how could
I will
you?
waste time so we don't have to see Captain Toad.
My boy.
Alright, so I need 6
Depending on,
coins.
like how you talk to my boy, like sometimes the camera will just spin around and you can't see him at all.
Yeah. Alright, let's do it. There we go. Sorry, Captain Toad. You're gonna stay insulated by the snow. We're not gonna expose you to the elements this day.
How could you?
Not today.
couldn't even see
All
my
right,
boy.
we poked a hole into his shelter.
All right, all right.
Good enough. All right, so I need 3 more coins, which is fine. It'll be a little extra time, but no, not really.
Yeah.
I know how to get 3 quickly.
So
All
here
right,
we
yes,
see
these seal
my
things
second
are
favorite.
amazing.
They're so good. Look at how round they are. They're so round. Love them. I'm sorry. I just love them a lot. They're really cute.
Do I get 3 here? I hope so. Yeah. All right. These guys are also really friendly, so I can just talk to them like right away in the shop.
Yeah, a lot of the shops, I have no idea what it is, but for some reason in this shop, you can be standing like basically at the entrance of the shop. You just turn a
Yeah,
little bit left and you can press A and he'll talk to you.
their talk radius is very high. All right, so now we have exactly 0 coins, which doesn't matter at all.
Nice. Optimal.
Even though the game uses coins as like a life mechanic, even if you have 0 and die, nothing happens, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
you just continue to have 0 coins.
Yeah, you don't lose any, and you don't like get a game over or anything, so that's fine.
Yeah.
It is
If you don't have coins, you don't get to buy any like fun Barbie outfits for Mario.
Barbie outfits. True.
Honestly, playing like when I first got this game, I saw the costumes. I was like, that feels gimmicky. But then I got into it, and I'm not gonna lie, I had a really good time playing dress up with Mario. I really liked it.
All right, so here's the first platforming section. It's not horribly hard, but it's kind of hard.
It's like not difficult, but it's easy to make a small mistake.
Yeah, and you just bonk or
It's
jump
bad.
off and miss everything.
Yeah.
So we got to get this cloud guy, kill all the Spinies.
I call this moon the Animal Crossing moon because it's underneath like a little Animal Crossing symbol, like when you have to dig stuff up.
All right, meant to dive, but I got a ground pound. Oh well. This kingdom's also fairly long because each of the moons we're getting from now on are story moons. That's not true. 3 of them are. Or
Yeah.
2 of them are. Right? Yeah, 2 of them are.
Yeah. Like part of the story of this kingdom is like so they have this racetrack where they like roll down the racetrack, which is also adorable.
Bound Bowl.
But yeah. But Bowser sealed it off with a bunch of these big Bowser circles in the middle of the town.
Bowser Circles is the official name, yes.
Don't add me. So we have to go into all these little rooms and pick up the moons
Alright,
so
good.
we can get rid of the Bowser circles. That way they can have their race.
Yeah. If that Goomba died there, I would have had to reset the room, which would not be fun.
Yeah, so you need 4 Goombas to activate the little Goomba switch with the 4 on it. You know, really good design. So if one of the Goombas dies by like running under a stalactite or whatever, it you just have to reset the room. There's
Yeah.
nothing you can do about it. Like
And yeah, even in the world peace category, the runners don't actually go through this whole section. There's a clip that you can do, and you just clip right into the bound bowl area, so you don't have to do all 4 of these barricades, which is pretty nice.
Yep.
They might do 1 or 2 because it's fast, but you don't have to do all 4.
there's also like a minor skip in that room. You saw. You just sort of jumped over a bunch of ice. You're supposed to like run around and then like drop.
Oh yeah,
like,
you're
a
supposed to
really
go
big
up to like the
stalactite.
top and
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
whole thing, but you can just jump over it because I guess the developers forgot that cap jumping exists.
okay. I got caught in my long jump animation there. That looked kind of weird. Just floating, like half crouched. Alright, so that's the end of Snow. Again, it's a short but long kingdom. And that's that.
Right above this last moon is the Rango refight, but we just don't fight him. Did I get his name wrong?
Yes.
I
you,
never get his name right.
What is his name? I forget. It might be
It's-
Rango.
I thought it was Rango.
It
Maybe
might
it was
be.
Randy. I don't know.
Yeah, you used to say Randy. Okay. I
I
knew
did
you
used to
got it
say
wrong, but I didn't know what was wrong on. Yeah, it's Rango. But yeah, that's the one that we fought in Lake, and you're supposed to do a refight with him, but we got enough moons, don't have to. See ya. It's now for Lungchen Kingdom, the last main kingdom. Last like long one, at least. So more moons here. And yeah. Right away, we're going to do a jump kind of similar to what was done in Metro. To just gain enough height to skip an area.
Yeah. It lets
This
you
one's
skip
a-
a whole lot of like capture hogwash. Luncheon has a lot of
Yeah.
really tight platforming in it. It's a very.
This one's fairly hard jump.
Do you do the Podoboo room or the fork room?
I do magma.
Okay. I also do magma, and I'm salty
Yeah.
about it because I don't like the Podoboos. I mean, I love them because they're adorable, but I hate controlling them.
Well, I mean, magma is the Podoboo room.
Yeah. I don't know. I call it the Podoboo room because it's full of Podoboos.
Yeah, it's magma or forks. Just don't do forks. They're not fun. You gotta like actually move. You gotta do a lot of motion controls, and it's just not fun.
Yeah. For
And
some
it's-
reference, the two major routes for this kingdom are determined by what
Nice.
sub area you do. There's one sub area full of Podoboos and one sub area full of forks. And then that's it. And fork room is really annoying. And
Fork room is maybe a couple seconds faster if you do it like perfectly, but it's
Yeah.
not really a big deal.
fork room looks really cool when it's done
Yeah.
right, but Podoboo room is like easier in a lot of ways.
So this fight is not the same as Wooded because the arena is a square now, or a rectangle, and that's it. It is a different fight, but it's not any harder.
Because I found that really funny because it's like 3 a.m. and I'm tired.
It's not the same. It's a rectangle. I
It's
swear.
the same. It's the.
I wonder
exact
like who
same.
pitched that. They're like, yeah, we got to make the fights different and like harder. Like
if
the
we-
the Rango fight in snow is ice physics, so
What
it's
if
like
we
yeah.
took-
So the dev was probably just like, all right, we'll take the fight, but make
What
the
if
arena
we-
a rectangle,
Yeah, what if we put it in a rectangle?
and it was signed off. Like, all right,
I guess they just couldn't think of any way to make Spewpert harder.
honestly,
Like,
maybe he'll go faster. Nope, just a rectangle.
no.
So
I
that
mean, like,
moon
you
is
could just
extremely
give him-
easy to get.
Yeah. You could just give him like 3 extra phases for no reason. Like, you just make him longer. That doesn't make him harder.
Yeah.
So,
So there's a bit of platforming here.
yeah. What kind of platforming game wouldn't have platforming?
Let me just miss my ground pound. Oh boy, where am I? I know what I'm doing, I swear. I don't actually know what I'm doing anymore.
What are you doing?
I know where I need to go.
Yeah, he's trying to get on
forget
top
it.
of like one of the big like.
There we go. That took way too long. I did that
Okay.
yesterday too, actually.
I have
Alright.
never messed up like one of the pillar jumps, but I've come very close.
I usually just like miss the last pillar, if anything. It's awkward.
Yeah.
It's not a hard jump.
Yep.
Cappy can
There's a
also home in
couple
on
of them.
boxes,
Yeah.
I think. Can you?
Maybe.
Thank you. And
There's a couple
that box
ones
is
in
a
this
moon in
kingdom
it.
that are just like on the rock thing.
Bring back Mario Hoops.
You gotta make some form of basketball joke when you throw the turnip into the thing. Otherwise, you'll miss.
Ah. No,
So
I don't
you
want to
wanna
talk
do
to
a-
you.
You want to grab that moon by doing a ground pound because then you can easily ground pound over the soup.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice job talking to the fork.
So my camera angle was so weird there to delay the spawn of this Podoboo so I can get him earlier.
Yeah,
I've
interestingly,
literally
enough,
only
their
done
spawn
that
is based-
twice.
Their spawn is
because I was
based entirely on your camera and whether they can be seen, not on your
Right.
actual position, which is weird. But yeah, by sort of manipulating his spawn, you can grab him like right away instead of having to wait for him to walk around some more. Also, that little like quick dash that he does with the Podoboo, you do that with motion controls,
Ah.
and it's literally never told to you.
Yeah, and it's going to be used in the magma room later, and it looks really cool.
I used to do that kind of ground pound setup to get on top of this cliff, but then I realized the glory of the backflip setup and how much easier it is, and now I do that.
Thanks, Spiny.
I've like almost died to these Hammer Brothers.
I almost just died to these Hammer Bros. I can actually still die. Alright, we're good now.
Sorry for noisy helicopter noises. I live in a really loud area. I live on a very noisy street, like next to the ghetto. So it's I don't live in
Nice.
the ghetto. I live next to the ghetto.
Close enough.
The important thing is our street is basically safe, but it has really cheap rent. That's the that's the
Good enough.
benefit.
It's acceptable. Am I gonna get that? Yeah, I'm good. So Spiny likes to just rush me when I get this moon, so kind of gotta avoid that. All right, let me go to the magma room, theoretically.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm taking a lot of damage to lava for no reason today. Don't know why. All right, so
I couldn't
if
think of a
done
joke,
correctly,
sorry.
this room looks through.
Yeah.
Getting that moon is really hard because you need to line the moon up with like the center of the Podobo, and it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was cool. Damageless strats are fun. Alright, good enough.
I like never have the chutzpah to like go for the full like dash strats because I'm always scared I'll like junk it up, and I usually do, so I go for like a slower thing.
Yeah, I mean whatever.
Which is
You
a
can
lot more
also
consistent.
damage boost out of that,
Yeah.
but it's all fairly
I
consistent.
do the damage boost at the end because hitting the last platform is just impossible for me, so I just don't try.
Right.
Basically, you jump out of the Podoboo like on the last jump, and then you land in the magma intentionally, and it sort of boosts you up onto the platform. It's I think slightly slower.
It's slower because you need to wait for the animation for the heal.
Yeah, because of the healing.
So it's about 2 seconds slower. Alright, now we're going to turn into a block of meat. This is actually the best capture in the game.
Actually, yeah. This multi-moon always confused me because the game kind of just gives it to you.
Yeah, it's like you still did the story, but like not really, I guess. You
I
did
think that
block you
multi-moon-
did unblock the volcano though, so that's what you do.
Yeah, it's the reward for like
Getting
going and
to the
doing the
top.
Hammer Brothers thing, yeah, and then climbing all the way up.
Yeah.
And then if you fight the giant chicken, then you get another multi-moon.
Cookatiel. That's its name. Good pun, Nintendo.
That's pretty good.
Wait, did I miss a
Pretty good.
moon? Yeah, I missed a moon. Wait,
Wait, what?
where did I miss a moon? What?
Did you get the pillar after the soup guy?
Yeah, that's where it was. Whatever, there's
Yeah.
one right here.
Yeah.
That's never been that before.
I think I might have
Yeah,
done
I
that
missed that
once.
one. Just long jumped out of it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I used
there's
to
a
get
there's
this
a backup moon right here.
I used to get this
Where
moon
was I-
before learning the salt jump.
Were we talking earlier about like knowing backup moons?
Yeah. Hey, it's almost like I planned that. Yep, that was intentional, all right. But yeah, that was. I forgot about that. Anyways, moving on to the last kingdom of the game, right? Bowser's Kingdom. It's a
Yeah.
Bowser level, so it has to be it. Has to be the last one.
There's no way that there's like 3 more kingdoms.
Almost.
/ 4, depending.
No, there's 3.
Well,
I
'cause
mean,
like,
no, there's just one. Next one's Bowser. That's it. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry. How could I be so ridiculous?
This next kingdom is the Auto-Scroller Kingdom. I mean, Ruined Kingdom. Same thing. So Bowser got a new pet, and he wants to show him off.
Yeah, so people have speculated about why or how this boss fight got into this game.
It's Yoshi. It's a dragon. It has to be Yoshi.
It's Yoshi's dad, dude.
Yoshi got into the medicine cabinet, and he looks different.
He grew wings. And he's really mad about all the times that we just like drop kicked him into pits.
So this is Ruin Kingdom, and this is the Lord of Lightning. It's his official name, I believe.
Is that
And
actually?
he's a dragon and has no place in this game. Looks cool, so I'm okay with it. But the fight sucks because it's literally an auto-scroller. So
Yeah.
wait for him to shoot these rings, and then he slams his head down for no discernible reason, but because he's a video game boss. So jump on him, damage boost, hit the swords, and rinse and repeat. And
But, like,
ground pound him, too.
one optimization you can do is you can kind of jump on him like a little early, and you do a damage boost, and then you're already on top of him when he becomes vulnerable,
Right.
so you don't have to wait.
So you
If
don't have
you
to wait for him to become
sacrifice-
vulnerable, then jump. So
Yeah, you
His kingdom's
sacrifice one heart or one like health every time you do it, but there's a bunch of hearts like in
yeah,
this.
you can get 4 throughout, so it's fine.
Yeah, so it's very easy.
But it's like,
And
what's the
then-
reason to hit your head down on the area? Like, come on.
It helps him do all this fancy like helix patterns on the ground and stuff.
But like, do you need to do that?
Some programmer felt really proud about making like an efficient
Look at this cool
helix
animation I
pattern
did.
thing. Yeah.
All
As someone
right.
that programs video games for a living, I would totally get like ridiculously proud of my ability to like make a sine wave come on the ground.
I wonder if that boss has like a full model, like a whole body. I know he does in the cutscene, but I wonder if he does here too.
Hmm.
Probably. If he has one in the cutscene, might as well. Or he has
I
like
bet he
most of the body
has
in the
one.
cutscene, I think.
Yeah.
I
The
don't
game
know.
might like decide to not render it for optimization, but
Yeah.
it probably doesn't matter. Pending.
So yeah, that's Ruin Kingdom. It's short, but it's an auto-scroller, and speedrunners hate auto-scrollers, so I hate the kingdom.
I don't mind it because it's just kind of boring. Like
Yeah, it's alright. It's pretty
It's
chill. It's a
not
good break
interesting.
right before Bowser's
Yeah.
Kingdom. Right
Yeah.
before you realize that you have to fight the mecha later, and you're just like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's the calm
I re-
before the storm.
I love pretty much everything about this game except mecha.
Mecha is a fun time.
I
We will
I
get there later.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
talk
gonna
about
say.
mecha.
We'll get
talk
there
about mecha.
when we get there. So far, this run is, I think, pretty okay. Could have gone better in places, but it's alright.
Yeah.
Good enough, TM.
I think the true goal is sub plof is if you can beat my
Sub-plof.
PB. It's not a hard PB to beat. I think it's like 130 or something.
I want to get sub my practice run from yesterday. It was like 120 or something, which I think I'm on track for, because
Nice.
that run was pretty bad. So, checkpoints also heal for free, like no extra time loss, which is nice.
Yeah. I really like the Pokeos in this stage.
Ah, I missed them barely.
I think that it's a neat mechanic and also they're cute.
Alright, cool. Thwomp's got a big upgrade too.
I have never seen that type of recovery from missing the
Me neither. It's more of just messing up than making it work.
Yep. Yep.
You're just like, alright, whatever.
Bowser's Kingdom is also like very few moons, but pretty long because there's a ton of these unskippable cutscenes
Yeah.
where you're like picking up story moons and opening gates and stuff. And there's also a lot of wire riding in Bowser Kingdom.
Yeah. Thankfully, that's
Like-
pretty quick.
Yeah. It's kind of nice because the kingdom kind of feels like a bunch of. It feels a lot like sort of a whole bunch of ILs because they're all segmented, which I like. I don't know. It
I'm
feels
sorry.
like easier to me somehow because it kind of breaks it up in my brain. I guess.
Yeah. Oh my god. I remember when people thought that the that shaking when you were on the wire made it go faster.
Yeah.
That was the first couple weeks of the speedrun. They were like, yeah, if you shake, you go faster. And everyone's like, no, you don't. Like, no. Thankfully, you don't, because that's painful.
Yeah.
So we're going
I
to
don't
stick
know.
our beak into sketchy holes and get moons for it, so that's a good idea.
Yep.
This Pokio knows its demise. I'm sorry. Goodbye. That Pokio also knows its demise.
I don't know. I never found the controller shaking to be all that painful in this game, but I also like started speedrunning Super Metroid, and
Yeah.
that game hurts you
I mean-
physically and emotionally.
Cuphead hurts physically. This game hurts a bit
That's true.
physically. It hurts after like a long time of playing it at least.
Yeah.
Brawl is really chill, and Nemo sucks. Just as a whole. Like, it's just a
Yeah.
bad game, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Like there are certain sections in some of my speed games where like I can only practice them so much a day or I will just hurt myself.
Yeah, it's like, when I was playing Cuphead, I can only like realistically do 2 or 3 runs a day before it just got, like, I didn't want to keep going because it hurt.
Yeah.
Same with this
gotta
game.
Gotta get good wrist stretches and also take
Yeah.
breaks. Very important part of speedrunning that is often not discussed.
Alright, so here's Topper Part 2. He's back, and he's got more hats. He played a bit of TF2 in the time being.
I feel like that joke is getting kind of dated because nobody knows about TF2
No
anymore.
one knows what TF2 is.
What's a game
You're
with a lot
right.
of hats in it? Like, does Fortnite have hats? That's relevant.
Let's see.
Gotta get those big Twitch bucks, dude.
Oh my god. Good enough. I got 1 cycle scope. Or 2, actually. No. 1. Never mind.
Yeah. So there's only
1
two.
out of 2, not 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
I hit him 3 times. That's a plus. So here I'm just going to grab the checkpoint just to be extra safe and heal. So here's the last Brutal, who we have not seen yet. This is Harriet. She likes bombs.
She does. So she looks really hard until you realize that pretty much everything about this fight is completely scripted.
Yeah.
The only thing that I think isn't scripted is after you hit her with a bomb, if you don't get to her fast enough, she'll start running around, and I think that's random. But otherwise,
Probably. I think she
where
just
she
runs like
flies-
away from you.
yeah, like where she flies with the saucer is completely scripted. Where she throws
Ah.
the bombs is completely.
Part
Well,
up.
it's not scripted. It's manipulatable. She just throws
Yeah.
them at you. So
Alright, missed that. You can hit the bombs a little early just to hit her faster. That's what I've been doing, but I missed the last one, but that's alright.
Yeah.
If you miss 2 regular bombs, she gets like giant bombs, swings them around, and when you hit them, it's an automatic hit. So it's kind of a good strat for like a newer player that doesn't have like the accuracy, say, to like angle the bombs correctly. You're just
Yeah.
guaranteed to hit as long as you like can hit a big bomb.
the nice thing is it's completely free to go for the smaller bombs. So like even if you're not comfortable doing it, you can still just like get practice in by just
Right.
trying and seeing if it works.
All right. So here we have the climb, where it's really not that
Yes.
bad. It looks like menacing, but
Yeah, it's not as bad as the climbs in speedrunning.
yeah.
There's some parts of the climb which can be kind of rough, but this one's not too bad. And you get to see more birds. Yay, birds. People on the internet like birds now, right? That's like a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
That's the Borb W. Can we get some Borb W in the chat?
Gonna do a little skip there. I don't think it's mentioned anywhere that you can use motion controls in the Pokios to gain a lot of height.
Yeah, if you.
All right, and
if
that's
you-
the climb.
Yeah, if you flick the motion control, the Pokeo will like spin and get a bunch of extra height. So you can
Yeah,
skip
you get a
ton
lot
of
more height.
sections on the climb. Like, I only got to ride all these circles around, and it takes forever. But yeah, no.
All
who
right,
needs that?
here is the hardest part of the game, the mecha fight. I'm gonna go for birdless because why not?
Really? So the number of runs that I have just thrown directly out the
I
window
almost had
to
it.
this exact fight is ridiculous.
Yeah, this fight is horrible. I almost had birdless, but I missed the jump. But
Yeah.
it's basically
Birdless is-
the intended strat is what I'm doing now. You just hit the bombs with the bird. What I try to do is climb up on the mecha with Mario, but that didn't happen.
It's possible, but really, really hard.
Yeah,
And then after you get on top of Mecha once, you can stay on top of Mecha fairly
missed.
easily by cap jumping back on. Mecha will like buck you off, and then you can cap jump back on, and then Mecha will buck you off again, and you can cap jump again. The nice thing
I
is
just
every time you
completely
get like,
missed the input to do it there.
yo, nice. The nice thing is every time Mecha like throws you off, you get your cap jump back, so you can get back on, but it can be really tricky, especially because like sometimes there have been multiple occasions where I've like landed on Mecha and then Mario just doesn't want to and just slides directly off.
Yeah, that kind of happened there too. I
It's
did my input
frustrating.
a little bit too early, so I just missed the cap jump entirely.
Oof.
But this fight's not going too great. As long as I don't die, it's fine. But
Yeah.
this could be a lot faster, unfortunately.
This fight is
But
also
this
just
fight is
really-
extremely difficult to do well, so I'm not
Yeah.
too upset.
And if you don't do it super well, like it just takes forever. So especially like if
Yeah.
you die at the end of it, you lose so much
Dying
time.
can lose up to 2-3 minutes depending on how far you get. It's
Like I
rough.
said, the number of runs that I have thrown directly out the window to this exact fight it is ridiculous.
Yeah. Honestly, me too. I've lost a couple like PB pace runs to this fight.
Yeah, it's rough.
All right, we got the last one, I think. Yeah.
Nice.
Assuming I can hit it. All right, cool.
Nice.
The mecha is very rough and not a fun fight, but we got at least one skip out of 3, so it's all right. The last one's actually probably the best to get because you don't have to wait for like 7 steps.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're gonna get one, get the last one.
Yeah, the sections like in between where you get to damage mecha get longer the further the fight goes on, because like mecha will like spend more time like charging at you and walking around and
Yeah.
spitting thing. Oh, it's terrible. It's so bad.
So I think this runs on 117 pace ish, which is good, I think. Unless I like screw up royally in the next place, but
Sub
it's good.
120 is like a very respectable time for this game.
Yeah. Ideally, I'd like to be at like a 115. I haven't really been well lately, and it's 4 a.m., so I can't be too mad.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's 4 a.m.
I still have another run after this. Hey.
I'm commenting.
Then I get to
that
pass
run.
out.
Hey.
Hey, it's 9.5 minutes at most, so it's fine.
I mean, yeah, it's not too bad.
Fun. It's a good run. I'm just gonna like break my fingers off again. Why do I run games that require mashing? Gosh.
You're good at bashing.
I guess. There's Cuphead, which is 4 matches a second for 30 minutes. Game which is motion controls shaking for an hour and a half. And there's which is mashing like 11 a second for 10 minutes. And then Brawl is just chill, so that's good.
See, I avoid mashing at pretty much all costs in my speed games. Like,
This is why I run Brawl.
Yeah, I was like, hey, I kind of want to learn to speedrun Mega Man 3. And then I looked at it and I was like, oh, you have to mash. No. How about any other Mega Man game? Thanks.
Yeah. So surprise, we're on the moon. Wow.
Oh, yeah. The last level is the moon. You have moon physics here, which is crazy. And it lets us
Whee!
do moon skip, which is happening like soon.
Which is happening now.
Right now.
I'm skipping the moon and I don't even know it.
I don't know, there isn't really a whole lot to talk about with Moonskip. You just sort of do a couple really tight and stupidly finicky wall jumps, and then you don't have to do a really long section where you do a bunch of garbage and refight Madame Brutal.
Yeah, so like I mentioned forever ago, this is where you would be fighting Madame Brutal. That entrance over to the left, you'd enter the moon caves. It's a really cool area, but you don't get to do it, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's like lava. There's like those football enemies from SMW.
Yep.
And you refight Madame Brutal, which is like this full circle thing, but we don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's boring and
Just
that's slow.
infinitely wall
So.
jumping.
So I'm gonna do this, and then do this, and then this, and this, and we skip moon caves. Yay! I'm really happy I got it first try, so I didn't just sound stupid for nothing.
See, it looks like really easy because it's like, oh, you just wall jump on the things. No, it is dumb precise.
Yeah, you need to
Like-
get you need to land on a certain spot on like the first wall, and then
Yeah.
that like abuse physics of wall, and I think the game like thinks you're on a parallel wall, which is why you can wall jump again, and then Moon gravity lets you skip everything, so
Yeah.
cool
I think it has
beans.
something to do with like your momentum and the direction you're facing when you come into the wall, but I don't really know.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
exactly
just
sure,
watch.
but it works. So Bowser Fight 2,
Yeah.
it's exact same as the first, except he has more shields, and this fire is a joke. So it looks like it has a big hitbox, but as long as I'm off the ground when it passes me, it's fine. Like, I can't
No,
get hurt
yeah.
here. So I
Its
can do small
hitbox.
jumps and be engulfed by the flames, but not feel anything. Because
I'm
Mario
pretty
is
sure.
fireproof.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the fire hitbox is a single ray cast, like
Oh
along
yeah,
the
it definitely
ground.
is. It's just
So like,
placed on the ground only. That was a bit close. I'm surprised I caught it.
yeah, it's just if you get hit by the Bowser fire in the second Bowser fight, then you get shamed for all eternity for being bad.
I'm not gonna
That
say
being
that I hit
said,
it
it has
yesterday in
happened to me.
practice.
Yeah, that's happened to me like 3 times.
Never hit it. I also did it, but it wasn't live. It was live. Yep. No, don't watch my VOD from yesterday. All right. Aw.
Oh, at this point, I'd like to give just a quick reminder that if you right now head on over to twitch.tv/swc19
How'd that
/subscribe,
hit me? What?
amazing things will happen to you.
Yeah, like giving me money. That's awesome.
The amazing things include Scott will have more money.
If
You will have
Twitch
some good
pays me,
emotes. Yeah, if Twitch pays him.
you'll have a cool emote.
Yeah, you'll have a cool emote.
That's
It's a
about
good
it.
emote. It's a very good emote.
It is emote. I like it.
I wish
Alright.
that I still had it, except I'm mega broke. Like, so
That's
broke.
fine. So, something that everybody saw coming, you get to capture Bowser. I saw this coming at least. I was still happy the first time, but
There's a video on the internet of
It's
this
cool.
exact sequence, but I Need a Hero is playing. It's really good.
so there's a little skip I can do here. Just skip a very tiny portion, but it saves time.
Yeah,
And there's a
so
skip that I can do here, but I'm not because I love myself. 2D skip is kind of stupid. I also cannot do it,
yeah.
but I have to mention it because it's infamous for ruining world record runs. Like, I usually try not to mention skips that I don't do, but that one, you kind of have to. If you don't already know it.
It's famous.
It saves about 2 seconds, but if you miss it, you lose about a minute.
Yep.
Alright. So we got about a minute left in the run. If things go well.
Yeah. As long as you don't get bodied by the anime section.
Good music. Good anime.
Good music.
Alright.
So I'm gonna try and hit this pillar 4 times. Also, yeah, I'll let you know on time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
He's
It's not
gonna
for a little
break
bit.
open the cube, and then he's gonna jump into a thing, and then
Time on this is actually kind of weird. It's last
Yeah.
input, but like visually it looks weird.
Yeah. We'll call it.
Yeah, I got it.
We gotta break some pillars first. But yeah, you can hit the pillars with the fireballs early to get extra hits in, and you know, it's faster. Speed. Nice job not falling into the choke pit. There's a pit right after that pillar that's really easy to fall into. It's like one of the first pits that spawns, and it's right on your path to the next pillar. And sometimes the
Alright,
camera
good.
will like
I'm-
destroy you.
And time.
Alright, that's 1:18:25.
That's fine. Honestly, it's not my best, but it's good. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So, if you enjoyed, good. I will be playing the next game as well, but that's Super Mario Odyssey. Done fairly quickly. Thanks to Ploff for commentating this run and the next one preemptively. And
Well,
I don't really have anything to say. Do you? Anyone?
Mario Odyssey is pretty good speed game.
Agree.
Pretty good.
Pretty
Yeah, I
okay.
think that's all
Oh,
I
yeah, I
got.
was dropping frames earlier. That's probably why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was alright.
Sorry about that.
118.25 is still a great time too.
Yeah, I'm happy about that.
All right, well,
All right.
thank you so much, and we'll see potentially both of you back in a bit.
It's about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, see ya. For now.